What is up, everybody? This is the wrestling portion of the Flex Network. We are the Flex Network, and guess what? We are live. Yes, it is the weekend review here on the Flex Network. This is the Snowman. And boy, what a week we've been having. Man, oh man, I thought after Crown Jewel and was shocking and everything, going on was awesome. But damn, when they say a takeover was coming over for Survivor Series, they weren't kidding. Literally and figuratively. Damn, all I could say is this is just going to be a good show today. And speaking of the show, man, sorry for the technical difficulties and coming to you guys a little bit late, but that's what happens in modern technology. You got technical difficulties, you got to fix them. But enough about that. Let's get into the show, shall we? And we're actually going to start it off with what happened this past week on SmackDown Live. Just a whole bunch of, craziness with everyone still stuck over in Saudi, the main roster. And essentially everyone being still stuck over there, the main roster, and now a whole lot of people are still left, we're still over there. So what are you going to do with a majority of your roster over in another country, delayed, that we know about? Well, you're going to have, a takeover, nonetheless, with the Black and Gold brand literally taking SmackDown over and just causing so much chaos galore. We were supposed to have Roman Reigns versus Corbin, WWE Tag Team Championship match, The Revival versus The New Day, and we were supposed to have a 6-woman tag with Bayley and Fire and Desire versus Nikki Cross, Carmella, and Dana Brooke. But that didn't happen this week. And we were supposed to have Miz TV with Bray Wyatt. But again, with everyone still stuck in Saudi due to various problems, as you would probably guess. The official story from WWE was that there was some aircraft problems and they couldn't get their plane to get off the ground. There were some problems and they had to deboard and wait for another plane to get there. But what we're otherwise hearing from other reports, but mostly just rumors, is that there was no plane problem. It was just, so the country, at least what the rumor is, that the plane, that Saudi didn't pay WWE for the last 2 shows that they were there for. So Mr. McMahon, and again, these are just rumors. They're not, this is just what's been spun on the web, just what's been going around, because apparently a lot of the WWE superstars that went there are not going back again whatsoever because of all the chaos and the craziness that happened. But again, Mr. McMahon literally cut the live feed during the show, and essentially everyone that was not at the show in Saudi Arabia was basically essentially going to be in the dark or getting tape delay. But apparently they were WWE got paid, but the prince down there ordered the flight to be stalled, and the superstars were, and the crew that were there, the 175 superstars and crew, was stuck essentially, and they were just basically used as pawns because of what had happened with the live feed and not getting paid. So that was that's again a rumor that's been spread on the online. So there are many various situations that have been played out online that of what happened at Saudi, but nonetheless, you got 175 people over in one country and you need a show on Friday, literally next day. Well, who are you going to call? The Black and Gold brand. That's right. You're going to call that NXT to take over SmackDown. And damn, I was intrigued from the word go. I mean, not only did you have Brock Lesnar quit SmackDown, literally quit. I mean, apparently he was able to get on his own private jet, which apparently is part of his contract, his overpaid contract for being so. Yeah, I'm not going to go further into that, but so Brock Lesnar is at SmackDown, and he's going to look, he's looking for Rey Mysterio for payback from what happened at the Saudi show at the Crown Jewel. And since Vince has said Rey's on Raw, he's staying there. You're on SmackDown, Brock. You're staying there. You're not anymore. I quit Raw, SmackDown, and I'm going to Raw to look for Rey. So now with the WWE champion essentially leaving SmackDown, and it was exclusive to SmackDown brand, is apparently now going over to Raw. And now the Universal title, which is the red belt, has always been the red belt since it debuted at SummerSlam several years, quite a long while ago, years ago, between Finn and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. It's now on SmackDown. And wow, this has just been turned into a crazy situation with the WWE title belts in general, because now it's WWE's titles over on Raw, and it just doesn't fit. The last several years, Universal titles been on Raw, WWE Championship's been exclusive to SmackDown. I would say since 2002 that the WWE title has been exclusive to SmackDown brand, which it should have still been, but nonetheless, it's now on Raw. So after Brock quits, we see, Triple H and Shawn Michaels backstage, and Shawn Michaels, who's in full NXT hat and an NXT sweatshirt. Well, you knew something was going to be happening. So with the Bayley versus and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville 6-woman tag versus Nikki Cross, Dana Brooke, and Carmella canceled, basically. It was changed to a women's championship for Nikki Cross against Bayley, and the match was good. I liked it. But what it was intriguing, was the best part about the whole thing, was after the match, Bayley wins. She's still the champ. We get a surprise appearance by the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion of the World, and she just tore up Sasha Banks and tore up Bayley and essentially just kicked Nikki out of the ring. But she left a calling card, a message for the SmackDown Women's Champion. And we're literally on the road to Survivor Series with. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but I'm just intrigued what's going to be happening with the two matches that we know for this NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown juggernaut of a pay-per-view at Survivor Series. Other keynotes from SmackDown, Sami Zayn got a little confrontation with Matt Riddle and Keith Lee and essentially got his butt whooped. The Miz hosted Miz TV, got interrupted by Tommaso Ciampa, and they had a match. Ciampa beats the Miz. That was awesome. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose actually did see competition against Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox, but they lost to the NXT superstars. And then Daniel Bryan got a NXT championship opportunity against Adam Cole, baby. Yes. And that was a hell of a wrestling match right there. Like, you got the wrestling technician of Daniel Bryan, and you got the gold standard of NXT right now with Adam Cole and Undisputed Era. But that essentially was a hell of a night. And then to end the show, all of NXT that was there celebrating the ring, and they just fired the first shot on this whole three-way going into Survivor Series. So this has gotten me intrigued to what will be happening coming up later this month with the Survivor Series. But that only leads us to what is going to happen next. And we found that out on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Red Brand and how now they got, well, essentially an NXT appearance on the Red Brand. Brock has now, actually Paul Heyman has informed WWE or Raw that Brock's contract has now been absorbed by Raw. So now he's part of Raw, and so is the WWE Championship. Well, he went looking for Mysterio, and he didn't necessarily found him. He was introduced by a lovely pipe to the legs and was essentially just beaten the holy heck out of by Rey Mysterio. And we have already known that and we do now know at Survivor Series, Brock Lesnar will defend against Rey Mysterio for the WWE Championship on the Raw half of the show. Well, the Raw side for a title match. So that was the essential high point for Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio for the night. We had Charlotte and Natalya beat the Kabuki Warriors, the reigning women's tag team champs. What else? Triple H tried to get Seth Rollins to come back home, to come back to where it all began for him down at NXT. With Lesnar now being champion, with Seth losing the title to The Fiend, who's now on SmackDown, and Brock is now WWE champion, who's now on Raw. Seth doesn't feel like he has the energy or the drive to go after Lesnar again, and he doesn't know what's going to happen with his career now, because he just spent literally half of this year from Royal Rumble all the way through WrestleMania, all the way through SummerSlam, just to get that belt off of Lesnar, get the Universal title off him. He did it once, he did it twice, and he doesn't know if it's even worth the fight to try it again. So Hunter comes out and is like, you know what? Last time you and I were together, a lot of times we've been together, you've been champion at the end of this. It's like, yeah. So how about you come on back to NXT? Because you could see the writing on the wall that NXT is taking over. Well, we get an appearance from the Undisputed Era, but just as they were, helping Hunter sway Seth Rollins to come back, out comes the OC, and they essentially back off, and we just end it there. But we find out after the commercial break in the backstage that Seth wants the NXT championship match that night, if he's going to come back to NXT, he's going to come back as the top guy. So we got an NXT championship match later tonight for the main event. Not going to talk about Rusev because that has no care in it. Becky Lynch didn't sit down interview. And, well, it got interrupted by, again, the NXT Women's Champion of the World, the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. And just to watch that interview, and their interaction was, take my money now. I want to see this match now. They're not going to take their eyes off each other, and they're not going to count Bayley out, but they want to go at each other. But I can't wait for the Survivor Series with the three women's champs going at each other, Shayna, Becky, and Bayley. This is going to be awesome. And finally, this last thing on Raw I'm going to talk about, Seth Rollins did beat Adam Cole, but not for the title. He won via disqualification thanks to interference from, again, Undisputed Era. And just chaos ensued afterwards, where we had OC and the NXT superstars that just showed up, and just pretty much we had half the locker room, I would say, coming out and just brawling with NXT as we went off the air. And this is again, you put NXT in this situation, you got fresh faces on the main roster, on Raw and on SmackDown, and they're intermingling with the SmackDown and Raw superstars. This is just a license to print money and has got viewers interested in, and we can't wait. So good on WWE for finally getting to that point. I mean, granted, it is November and it is time for the Survivor Series, and it is about brand supremacy. So this is going to be awesome to see, which leads us to the question of, well, we knew NXT was going to invade on Friday and on Monday, but would the roles be reversed heading into this last night on USA Network? And boy, did we get a response from not just one brand. We got not just from one person. We got three people that came and had the cojones to show up on this last night, with the OC showing up and taking out not only the Undisputed Era before the show even got started, came out and called out, it's like, we're taking over. And that's not, that's just not, this is just not only a takeover, but that's not only a promise, but that is undisputed. It just rubbing it in the face of the Undisputed Era and NXT. And we had Tommaso Ciampa come out. It's like, you know what? If you're going to come here, I want to welcome you to the main roster. the main show. It's like last night was fun to watch, just in general, with what was with this whole three-headed monster that we're gonna get. And we got a match made later in the night with Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, and Keith Lee, who will be a part of the War Games that we know of between Undisputed Era at TakeOver on Saturday before, not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday before Survivor Series. Pete Dunne took on Damian Priest, and he won via submission. It was a good match. I'll give it that. The Brazilian beauty, Tyra. I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna try it. If you saw last night, Tanara, I want to say it. I'm just gonna Tanara defeated Santana Garrett in a one-on-one match in her TV debut, but the Brazilian beauty knocked it out of the park. Highlight for her that night. Let's see what else happened. Shayna Baszler took on Dakota Kai, and Shayna, of course, beat Dakota Kai via submission. After the match, we had pretty much everyone ensuing from what's going to happen at War Games, with the women coming out, and just chaos and ensued. And we also found out who will be joining in the women's War Games coming up at NXT TakeOver War Games. And we know that on one side it will be Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and an unknown person. So we don't know who the fourth and final person for Team Baszler will be. But on the other side, we now know that it'll be Rhea Ripley as captain, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and the final will be Mia Young. Yes, the boss, the baddest chick on NXT's roster, will be a part of War Games. Unfortunately, Dakota Kai kind of got the snuff right behind, after the match, after the fight, and I kind of see some form of a heel turn, maybe a payback, or at least some way of proving that she should have been in the War Games. I'm going to sense it's coming soon before we get to War Games on November 23rd. And main event, the OC versus Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, ended in no contest as chaos just ensued. And we had an appearance from Mr. Finn Balor. And again, not only attacking Tommaso Ciampa, attacking and causing a distraction and attacking Matt Riddle, but you get a very short interaction, a short glimpse into wrestling past with AJ Styles and Finn Balor, who were once members of a club, of a very dominant club in New Japan that has taken the nation by storm in Bullet Club. But we're getting that tease, which is awesome. I'm hoping that it continues. We essentially get Finn joining the OC. I would love it to death with this whole thing, because they teased it. You gotta think they've been teasing this for a couple years. SummerSlam a while back, you saw AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson in the back. You saw Finn come along. It's like you teased it there. It's like, you guys, if you're going to do it, you got the man who invented the Bullet Club, you got the man who took it over, and you got the two guys who essentially were helping build this club up. You got to bring them together. I mean, we saw a hell of a match. Granted, we saw a hell of a match between Styles and Balor at TLC a couple years ago. That was awesome. But again, they're teasing. They're just teasing long enough. And essentially, that was WWE for the week. As we get right for SmackDown tomorrow night, we do know that Roman Reigns will take on Baron Corbin in the match that was supposed to happen last week. We know that Miz TV will have Bray Wyatt on, like it was supposed to be last week. And we will have the WWE Tag Team Championship match, Revival versus New Day, Kofi and Big E. Again, like it was supposed to be last week, but it got pushed to this week. Other than that, that is all the WWE news ahead of Survivor Series weekend, with the three matches that we do know. Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship against Rey Mysterio. No brand supremacy there. It will be we will have a 3-team tag team brand matchup with the tag team champions of each brand. The Revival for SmackDown right now, the NXT tag team champions in Undisputed Era with Fish and O'Reilly versus the Viking Raiders of Raw in a match for brand supremacy there. And we have the women who will be in action. The women's champions of all three brands will meet in a match. Baszler, Bayley, and Lynch will go. I want to say it's going to be a triple threat, but yeah, it will be a triple threat. So they will go head up, and we will continue to find out what will be happening next couple weeks as we get into Survivor Series in about 2 weeks in about 2 weeks. So next 2 weeks are going to be very interesting, to say the least. Now, let's get into AEW. And we now know the rest of the card for Full Gear. I'm going to get to that in a short bit as we talk about what went down last night on AEW's show last night. So again, last night, flipping back and forth just to see what was going on in the world of NXT, and then channel flipping right back to AEW as they're getting ready for their pay-per-view this Saturday, live on pay-per-view. And literally, I can say live on pay-per-view for Full Gear. Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho took on Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. Jericho and Guevara got the win, and just chaos ensued with pretty much A1 and everyone that has matches going into Full Gear, with the Young Bucks, Santana Ortiz, Mox and Omega. Just good God, just chaos. Jericho and Cody. So it was fun. Good thing to watch last night. Pac took on Trent. Pac keeping his momentum to face off against Adam Page at Full Gear. Private Party took on the Dark Order, and they have been added to the Tag Team Championship match at Full Gear with the win over the Dark Order. Sakara and Jamie Hyder took on the women's champ Rio and Shayna, and they lost to Sakura and Hyder, or Jamie Hyder. I cannot say it. It's just I have to like hear it, and then I'll rehear it again, and then I'll be able to say it right. And then Shawn Spears took on Brandon Cutter, and Shawn Spears comes out with the victory. Let's get into the full gear card, the first pay-per-view after an AEW's premiere. So this will be the first pay-per-view after the premiere of their TNT show, Dynamite. We know that Jon Moxley will take on Kenny Omega, and apparently it's been changed from an unsanctioned match. At least that's what it was changed to last night on the preview show that was posted on YouTube, that it will be a lights out match. It may be unsanctioned, but I'm just going by what it was posted. It was said that it will be a lights out match. Chris Jericho will defend the AEW World Heavyweight title against Cody one-on-one with a 60-minute time limit. Now, in case they go the full limit, the full 60 minutes, 3 judges will decide the outcome. And this added little step that Cody added to the match for himself, if he cannot beat Chris Jericho and win the AEW World title, he will never challenge for the heavyweight championship ever again. Pressure's on now, Cody, and with his promo last night and just dropping, the house on Chris Jericho, that was awesome to see. Next up, Young Bucks will take on Santana and Ortiz in just a straight up tag team match. Adam Hangman Page will take on Pac. On the pre-show, Bea Priestley will take on Britt Baker one-on-one. Women's championship match. Rio will take on Ima Sakura one-on-one. We will have a 3-way tag team match for the tag team titles. SoCal Uncensored SCU will take on Lucha Brothers and Private Party, thanks to their victory last night on AEW's Dynamite. And finally, Joey Janela, I want to say that's right, Janela, will take on Shawn Spears one-on-one. And that will all take place Saturday, November 9th, the Full Gear pay-per-view. You can catch that on pay-per-view. That is essentially what's been happening on the TV side, side of wrestling right now. At least for us in America. What else? Oh, big news out of New Japan. And I need to get this serious because they're already announcing upcoming matches for Wrestle Kingdom 14. Yes. I need to get this up for you because this is some serious stuff. Because this pay-per-view, this one event for New Japan Pro Wrestling, literally, it is the equivalent of WrestleMania here for us here. And it's so big this year that they're not having just one day event of Wrestle Kingdom. No, they're having 2 days of Wrestle Kingdom in Japan at the Tokyo Dome, the biggest event of their year. January 4th and January 5th. I kid you not, 2 days. There's not a company that is going to say, oh yeah, we're going to have one event for 2 days. No, it's not. You can't do that. New Japan could pull that off, literally. And yeah, blue hoodie Matt. Yeah, yes, I know I'm getting to the fantasy football content stuff that you can plug to your heart's desire. Okay, I'm almost there. Just keep it up, man. I know we're almost there, but I just had to remind you, talk about fantasy football. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. So relax. I'm almost there. I swear. Back to Wrestle Kingdom. Here is the card we know of so far for night one. So January 4th, it will be early in the morning, especially for here in the US. It will be like literally butt crack in the morning, like after midnight. So I suggest you get a cup of coffee or you get some energy drinks or you just don't even go to sleep January 3rd and stay up to watch January 4th. This is the night one card we know of so far. New Japan's Junior Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. Will Ospreay will take on Takahashi or Hiromu Takahashi. And I'm going to save the little spiel for after I announce the next match. The IW Heavyweight Championship of the world will be on the line. Okada will take on Kota Ibushi. Buddies with Kenny Omega, Golden Lovers. He's part of the Elite. But the winners of the two heavyweight title matches, the junior heavyweight title match and the heavyweight title match, will go heads up the next night, one-on-one, and the winner will be double champions. They will be both the junior and the heavyweight champion of the world for New Japan. They will have the IWGP titles. They will be a double champion. And the losers of the night one match, the night one card, the losers of the night one heavyweight and junior heavyweight title match will go one-on-one. So you could have a Ospreay versus Ibushi matchup. You could have an Okada versus Ospreay matchup. Takahashi versus Kota Ibushi. Ospreay versus Ibushi. So you're gonna have four possibilities to happen, which is going to, in either way, you're gonna have a hell of a match. And ending out so far what we know for night one, a 8-man tag team match. Jushin Thunder Liger, Tatsumi Fujinami, the Great Sesku, I want to say it. I know I'm butchering it, which is bad. And Tiger Mask will take on Sonono let me get that moisten so I can tell. Nakito, Sonono, Shinjiro Otanara, Tatsuo Takawana, and Taguchi. I'm just going to say the last name. And this will be part one of the legendary career of Jushin Thunder Liger's retirement tour, because this will be his first retirement match of the two-day event. He's going to be the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger will be retiring after Wrestle Kingdom 14. If you've been following, or if you have ever heard of the name Jushin Thunder Liger, he's been a part of WCW. He was at NXT to do a match with Tyler Breeze a couple years when they were first doing the takeover shows. So he's been in TNA. He's been all around the world. He's a legendary superstar name, and he will be hanging them up after Wrestle Kingdoms 2-day event. So he will have one match, an 8-man tag at night 1, and there will be a special guest referee in Noro Honogata. That is night 1. Night 2 that we know of so far. The double title match that's going to happen with the IWGP Junior and Heavyweight title championship matches between the winners of the Ospreay and Takahashi matchup and the Okada Kota Ibushi matchup. Okada, the Rainmaker, he's literally, if you haven't seen him, go back and watch some matches that have happened here in the US. He's phenomenal. Even go back and watch his matches with Kenny Omega. They have been hella good. And of course, the losers of the 2 title matches from day 1 will go one-on-one. Just heads up, one-on-one. Chris Jericho, yes, the current AEW heavyweight champion of the world, will be at Wrestle Kingdom. He will go one-on-one against Hiroshi Tanahashi. One-on-one, the ace of New Japan. Literally, their top guy. He's known as the ace. One of the matches I can't wait for this on night 2. We're also going to get a IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team match with 2 members of Bullet Club, Tajiri Ishimori and El Phantasmo, taking on Sho and Yo, the winners of the Super Junior Tag Team Tournament over actually within the last couple of weeks. They are the current winners and will get a Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title shot at night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom. And finally, Juice and Thunder Liger will have a one-on-one match against an unknown person. We don't know who the person's going to be yet. And that will be the final match of his historic career. Wow, literally just a lot of things been going on. But I encourage you guys to go and get this 2-day pay-per-view event. I will literally stay up on January 4th and January 5th to watch this because this is their big night. I know that they're going to be having an event like they're going to have an event coming up very shortly this week. Let me get that information for you guys. Yes, they will be in San Jose. Their last appearance of the year in U.S. Their last American show for the year. They will be in San Jose on Saturday, San Jose, California, on Saturday for their matches. Let's see. Their matchup will be Chaos's members Will Ospreay and Okada taking on Amazing Red and Kota Ibushi ahead of their match. It will be a 60-minute time limit. Los Ingobernables. I cannot say this. Los Ingobernables de Japan or Japan. Shingo Taga and Naito, Tensui Naito will take on Bullet Club's Jay White, the Switchblade, and Chase Owens in a tag match. IWGP US title will be on the line. Lance Archer will take on David Finlay, 60-minute match. The Rev Pro Undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship will be on the line. El Phantasmo will take on Shino. 6-minute time limit on that. Chaos members, Rocky Romero, YOH, and Hiroki Goto will take on Bullet Club members Jado, Tajiri Ishimori, and Kenta. Again, this one will be 30-minute match time limit. TJP will join Juice Robinson. Everyone would know him from NXT as the lovely, peace-loving Earth Flower Child from years ago, if you remember. And tomorrow, Ishii will take on Los Embro. Will take on Bushi, Sada, and Evil, six-person tag. LA Dojo, Clark Connors, and Carl Fredericks will take on Suzuki Gun, El Desperado, and Miro Sikuzi. 20-minute match. 20-minute time limit match. Juice and Thunder Liger will have his final. Will be on. This will be his last time in the U.S. This will be his U.S. farewell match. He will be with Arian Sloan, and he will be taking on Colt Cabana and Toru Yano. I know I'm butchering these names, so bear with me. And first match of the night will be Ren Narda will take on Alex Corgulin. That is going to be New Japan's San Jose card of Showdown. That will be New Japan Showdown in San Jose, and then on the 10th, they will be in Los Angeles, and they will be taking, and there will be a few. So far, we know the matches that we do know. It will be in the main event. Bullet Club taking on Los Ingonobra. I cannot say it, but it's a very good group with Bushi, Shingo Taigi, I want to say, and Nato taking on Jay White, Chase Owens, and Guido. 6-person tag right there. That'll be the main event. And semi-main event, and more Bullet Club members will be going on. Another match we know, Ibushi will take on Ren Narda. That is the card we know of for LA in their final US events going on heading into Wrestle Kingdom. So this weekend, a lot of wrestling action. If you're in San Jose, go check it out. If you're in LA, be sure to check out on the 10th, Monday the 11th. Sorry, it will be November 11th that it will happen for these matches. And let's see, check that off. And then last note, WrestleMania 36 tickets are going to go on sale on the 15th of this month. So next Friday, tickets will go on sale for everyone to go to WrestleMania 35 in Tampa, Florida. But wrestling packages are available now. So go and get your stuff now. If you want to go save on flights, hotels, and your tickets to the show, and maybe even tickets to probably Hall of Fame and the Raw and SmackDown and probably for NXT TakeOver in Tampa. So I would figure that there are packages for those extra nights with Hall of Fame, TakeOver, Raw, SmackDown, and the WrestleMania event itself. So packages are available now. Go and check them out. But otherwise, I believe that is it. And that is everything wrestling as we get ready for this upcoming week. And I know, Matt, I'm now at the end. I'm going to do the plugs. So don't say it. Don't say it. Plug fantasy football. He said it. 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 It's like, I gotta do it. All right. Okay. 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 All right. Now let's get through the lovely parting gift part of the show. All right, let's get through this. All right, so don't forget to like, subscribe, follow everything the Flex Network does. We are on Instagram, or we are on Facebook, we are on Twitter. Our lovely places to follow us is at the Flex Network 1 for your fantasy football content, and for the wrestling content, we are at FlexNet_PW Elite. Go ahead and follow that. Upcoming for the Flex Network, tomorrow will be the Flex Finder show. As Matt and the boys will get you guys ready by getting you guys hints and people to look at, to find for that flex spot, and to get you guys ready for Sunday. Sunday morning, they will be doing their start and sit show with Roster Watch. So get up early, get your guys' fantasy foot. They will be up for you guys to get you your people you should be sitting and starting for your fantasy football week for that morning. I know that on Tuesday I will be back on the Flex Network with my list show. Yes, and we have made it to not the 5. We made it to the 4. We're at the top 4, the final 4 content of this list, and boy, we're getting closer to the end of the list for this list. So be sure to join me on Tuesday. Wednesday, Flex Mike will be here to go over the week in review of the football of NFL week. He'll be talking what's been happening in NFL and get preview what the next week action with week number. I want to say it's week number 9. We're going into week 10. If I'm, correct, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, he will be going over what happened on Saturday, what happened on Thursday. We're actually, he'll be going over what happened in week 10, and he'll be breaking down what will happen and giving his predictions of what will happen week 11. So don't forget to join us on Wednesday as well. And I will be back next Thursday again for the week of review of wrestling content here on the Flex Network. And of course, if you caught last night's show, you heard it from the man himself, Mr. Matt, that they will be giving away a signed mini helmet by Russell Wilson, by, I want to say Dez Bryant, or no, Carson, or I know I'm going to get ridiculed for this, but I know it's Russell Wilson, a Dez Bryant mini helmet. I'm pretty sure it is, and a extra gift from Mr. Matt's collection. So be sure to follow, like, subscribe to everything we have to get the opportunity to get these lovely gifts and prizes. And I'm sure if I remember correctly, he's going to be giving that away Super Bowl Sunday. So you got time, but make sure you follow and retweet everything we do. And I know January for us also, we're going to be busy because the wrestling side of the Flex Network is going to be giving away a signed autograph picture by the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be, Bret the Hitman Hart for our Royal Rumble giveaway. So make sure you like and follow, subscribe, everything we do, because we will be picking 30 people. And again, 30 people will be pulling right as the Rumble starts. We'll pull a name out for every entry that comes out, all the way through to the end. Last person standing, your rep, the last representative standing, and the last person who is in the Rumble will win the signed autograph picture of Bret the Hitman Hart. But man, that we're still 2 months away, but still, we want you guys to like and subscribe and follow us so you can get in on these awesome prizes. I mean, a Seahawks mini helmet signed by Russell Wilson, the magician, the number 3 magician here, the MVP of this year. I wholeheartedly guarantee he will be the MVP. But again, signed mini helmet from a Seahawk, a signed mini helmet from a Cowboy, a Dallas Cowboy player. It's either Dez or it's wait, I'm just taking a guess, but I know I'm going to get corrected, and it's going to be awesome. And a mystery prize from Mr. Matt Beck's collection, an autograph collection. So be sure to like and subscribe. And I think that is going to be it for today's show. So for myself, the Snowman, and if you want to follow me, my personal Twitter handle is over here at AJS Dead Snow. I will be out of here because I'm going to go enjoy this lovely weekend ahead and get ready for tomorrow night's Fox SmackDown show. So for the Flex Network, I am the Snowman. I will be seeing you guys later. Peace.
Diggity dog. Shark. Breaking. Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity.